Cool.
Trees, man.
What's up, Voyagers? Welcome to another episode.
Today we're in Kings Canyon National Park. It's our 27th park so far, and we're standing in front of General Grant, which is the second largest tree in the world.
Whoa. Unfortunately, the majority of the park is still closed due to winter weather and
Snow.
You'll see snow. It's not as thick as the Sequoia National
Yeah.
Park, but there's some trails we can do, and we're gonna check out what we can, and maybe we'll come back with when the road opens and we can get into the canyon itself.
One of the really interesting things about the sequoia trees is that they actually rely on fires in order to survive. So the heat from the fires actually opens the pine cones, which allows them to drop their cones and their seeds, and then that's how they create more of them. And the trees themselves are super fire resistant. So you can see in a lot of these that they have like dark fire damage, basically, along the bases of them, but they're super resistant to it. And you can actually see the new growth growing around the trees, like over the fire damage.
Probably one of the coolest things too is if you can get close to touching one, you can actually see where like the sap has smoothed out and it creates this like glass-like effect. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and then the trees themselves, they don't get taller. They only grow to like 300 feet.
When they first start growing, they shoot up incredibly fast and they get to the height that they're going to be. And then once they've reached that height, then they start just adding girth and growing.
Yeah, they get wider. And so every year they put on the equivalent of what a 60-foot regular tree would be. So you can see it's like the growth coming over the fire damage, and you can just see the different layers in them. It's really cool, really interesting. They started trying to prevent forest fires here, and they realized that that was actually super damaging to the ecosystem because it clears out all of the competing trees and like vegetation. So they're competing for water and sunlight. And it also, once a fire comes through, it makes the ground really fertile. And so that's like the perfect conditions for the like little tiny seeds to grow and to survive and to create new trees.
The more you know.
Woo! Trees, man. So when we started, we were not in front of General Grant.
This is General Grant.
And it's the third largest tree in the world. It takes 20 people, like, hand spread out to get around the base of it. It's 107 feet.
Yeah, it's a 40-foot wide diameter at the base, which makes it the widest sequoia in the world.
Yeah, and it's also a lot younger. So at Sequoia National Park, in our last video, we saw General Sherman, who is also possibly, it's not the oldest, because those are in Inyo National Forest.
Right, but he's the most voluminous.
Yeah, the largest tree. And he is she, I suppose, is estimated to be 2,200 years old. This one's only 1,500 years old, which means that it grew, like, it was in better conditions. It grew larger faster than some of the other ones have. Super impressive. It really, like, they're so big, and you just can't tell. Like, you can't tell. Look at how friggin' huge that thing is.
You just said, super impressive. You can totally walk through this tree.
Look at this view. How freaking cool is that? When we were in Colorado, I kept saying that the mountains needed to have snow on the tops of them. They look naked. And so now I'm glad that at least here in the Sierras, we're getting the view I was looking for in Colorado. So pretty. So we're gonna do a loop around Hume Lake, and we dropped down significantly in elevation. And it's like a 2-mile loop. And the trees up here, the smell of everything reminds me of summer camp, because I used to come to summer camp nearby. And it's giving me a lot of nostalgia for sure.
Same, although for different reasons. I grew up around trees like this. We always had them planted on the side of our lane and at the house that I grew up in, and they were out in the woods, and I played in the woods as a kid, so just a lot of good memories there.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this little loop. Maybe we'll see a bear.
That's the hope.
I doubt it. But so we got these cool shoes. They're called Hoka One Ones. And if you don't know, we are hiking the Grand Canyon in almost exactly a month now. It's been a long time coming and we are not prepared. We had a whole year to prepare, but we're not. But we got these sweet little shoes on. They're real ugly, but it's the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on my body. Like, it's just like walking on air. Like, the soles are so thick that it's just like padded amazingness.
Yeah, we've done, after today, we'll have done a little over 10 miles in 2 days, and my feet feel great.
Yeah.
So they're doing their job.
Pretty sweet. Hoka One One. Just they're real ugly. That's the only downfall. Ducks.
Mallards.
Hey, duckies.
I don't know who scared who more, us or
I
them.
don't know. I think they scared me. Around Hume Lake. It was a nice little 3-mile stroll. Not extra hard or anything. It's nice.
No, pretty flat. Took us right by the dam and, of course, around the entire lake, which was beautiful. It had stunning views of the mountains with all the snow up on top.
And then I guess we're just gonna cut the vlog here today unless something really exciting happens. But we recommend coming after the end. So in May would be a great time because we're missing a lot of the park here. Like 3/4 of it we can't even access. So like there's a canyon here. It's supposed to be deeper than the Grand Canyon in some places. So
hence the name.
Yeah, and you can't even drive into it until the end of April. So oh well.
Oh well.
But we had a nice time here. We recommend visiting. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And the sequoias are awesome. And that's it.
That's it.
We'll see you next time.
See you.